rises and relevés are performed continuously throughout the ballet class, and they are often used within lots of different exercises, both at the bar and in the centre. I feel it is important to include a rises and relevés exercise, as it can be excellent preparation for those students preparing to dance on point. Performing your rises and relevés well can be extremely strengthening for the backs of your legs, your calf muscles and your feet. It can also build up the strength if you're wishing to dance your bar work on three-quarter point or indeed on point. Let me begin with looking at the rise in the first position. So the rise begins by lifting the heels off the floor whilst maintaining the same position. You continue to lift the heels off the floor to the desired height, either the demi-point or the three-quarter point. You then lower the heels back down to the original position. You will notice that there isn't a bending of the knees at all in a rise. As I have mentioned, the rise begins by lifting the heels off the floor. But I would encourage you to think about the lift much further up the leg, so in the backs of the legs lifting up and also in the front of the stomach. It is really important that you engage the backs of the legs before you even lift the heels off the floor, as this will help you to gain correct weight placement in the rise. I always imagine myself rising before I have even lifted the heels off the floor to try and encourage that sense of lift and that sense of length right before the rise to help continue with the lift as you lift the heels off the floor. As you rise in any position, it is really important that you think about the length behind the knee. This encourages you to keep those knees straight, which is absolutely vital for any rise. I always talk about the length behind the knees to help those students that are working with the sway back leg to prevent them from locking back into the knees at the height of the rise. It is really important that you focus on the tracking of your ankles in your rise. It is very common for students to allow the ankles to roll outwards as they're going up onto the rise. Let me show you from sideways on. So as they rise, they allow the ankles to come up this way before they get up to the height of the rise. The other way is rolling forwards as they come up. It's not as common, but it's so important that when you're practicing your rise, you really focus on the ankles rising in the correct alignment all the way up, and then of course the same thing as you're lowering the heels back down. If you find that you are letting your ankles roll outwards, it's probably because you're losing the turnout at the tops of your legs. So if you really think about maintaining the rotation in the backs of the legs as you rise, you'll continue to think about those heels coming forward. That is also going to help you maintain the correct tracking of the rise, the correct tracking of the ankles in the rise.
Thank you for watching. I will be sharing my new video for you next Thursday morning. Please do comment below if you have any thoughts or questions, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have found this video useful. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, then you can subscribe by clicking the icon below. The full-length videos can be found at my website, tipsonballettechnique.com. You can also choose your next video by clicking from the selection here. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.